Hello everybody, it's Sketch Monkey here with a completely new video for you, and in this video Rosie is going to say hello. Rosie, say hello. I guess she doesn't want to say hello, that's fine. She always likes to pop up whenever I start recording. But in this video we are going to sketch handbags. Now before we get into the sketching part, just make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you get notified when new videos are uploaded every single week. First of all, let's get ourselves a clean sheet of paper. Shame on me, I have not gotten my new sketchbook yet, so I'm just using print paper right now, but that works just as well. It's just a little bit less organized. It's all good. It's all good. We can still make it work. So what I do when I start to sketch these things this is part of my challenge, trying to sketch things I haven't sketched before in my life. I've never sketched handbags before. I think I've made one or two backpacks in my life, but I have not made any handbags. So what I do, if you want to follow along and see what I'm actually looking at right now, I just go to Google, I type in handbags, hit search, and then the first page that comes up on images, the first couple of like 30 or 40 handbags, that's what I'm looking at for inspiration, and that's what I'm gonna just try to, take elements from and try to sketch something. The idea is to not overthink this. The idea is to get as much sketching done as possible without having to overthink things. So when I'm looking at these, most of them are rectangular, so we can start by making, some side views. I'm gonna keep this very loose this time, because I want to have time to put in some markers on this. So I'm gonna keep it very loose. We have, let's see, usually it's like something like, it has some sort of angle to it. Like that. And we have a slightly rounded corners at the bottom. We have gotta carry it somehow, so we are going to add some straps. I'm gonna do that by doing like this. And then just connect these two at the top. Something like that. Very, very simple. And how are they attached to the actual bag? It looks like they have some stitching patches or something like that. So I guess let's just add them like this. I don't know. That looks good. Now the thing I actually like with handbags is that there's a lot of styling features to it, because it is more of a, I'm not 100% sure. Some people out there might have tell me that I get this completely wrong, but when I look at the bags, it looks like styling is kind of more important when it comes to handbags than functionality. I mean, if you can combine them both, that's great. But just looking at them, it looks like I might be right. And you know me, I like styling over functionality. I just like to sketch cool stuff. I don't care about the manufacturing part of things. That's not my problem. That's up to the engineers to figure out. Which is why I'm not a designer anymore, because I just couldn't stand the engineers just ruining all the designs. I was like, I'm done, I'm out, I'm gonna just focus on sketching fun stuff. But anyway, that's a bit off topic. I just wanted to share that observation when it comes to handbags, that there are a lot of styling features in here. They basically have the same shape, so how are you going to differentiate yourself, your brand, from all the other brands? And that would be styling features. But a lot of them are very, very clean as well. I don't know. I don't get handbags because when my wife goes shopping for stuff, she can find something that she says she really loves it, and I look at it. I was like, okay, looks cool, and then she finds something else that looks pretty much the same, and she hates it. So I don't really understand what women are looking for in their handbags. Maybe it's just my wife, I don't know, but it's kind of hard to get. I could never buy her a handbag because I have no idea, what she likes and what she hates. So it might be a total win or a complete flop whenever I buy her something. Let's try to make this in some sort of a perspective view. It goes in like that. As I said, I'm gonna keep this very loose. Gonna go over these ones with markers later. Trying to keep these videos not too long. They tend to, I mean, I can always speed it up, but that's not gonna be very helpful if you want to follow along. So I'm trying to get the basics down first in normal speed, like I'm doing right now. And then if I feel like I want to refine something, that I can speed up later. So that's kind of the strategy that I'm using for these videos, if that makes sense. And let me know if is it a good strategy? Just to keep the basics clear. And by the basics, I mean the general shape of whatever it is I'm sketching. And if I want to add some, shading and stuff like that, I can always speed that part up because that's probably not as interesting, I think. I don't know. It's up to you. So this thing that I'm looking at right now has some weird things like that on it. And it looks like it has more of a solid. This is gonna be tough to sketch. Let's do it like this. More of a solid handle. Like that, and then let's make it the opposite. Like that. Something like this. And then we can just cut this off. Maybe right there, because I don't want the full circle. I just want the top part of the handle. So that's one, a quick tip. If I were to, try to make this curvature perfect by just tracing it or whatever, like I'm doing right now, instead of just putting out the full ellipse, put out the full shape, because the movement that you do with your hand when you put out the full ellipse is so much easier to get it done fast and quick. Even though you get this part here, this line, it doesn't matter. To me, it just looks cool. It looks like a sketch, like you're actually sketching something and not trying to illustrate a bag. I think that's the difference between illustration and sketching, is that sketching is supposed to be a bit dirty. Get the shapes out there, get some random lines, whatever, doesn't matter, and then refine it as you go. You're gonna save a lot of time doing that as well, so it's just a win everywhere. That's a cool looking bag, I think. Add some shading down here, just putting out some stuff to help myself when we get to the marker part. Where to put shading and highlights. Some interesting stuff. Let's see if we got some other shape of handbags here. They're all rectangular. Here we got some with a rounded bottom. I'm not sure how you're supposed to put that on a table standing up, but we can try to sketch that one. It's in the side view though, so I kind of want to have a perspective view. Let's see if we click on it and give other options. Nope. Actually, whatever. Let's do it. Let's sketch this one. I'm sorry I can't show you what I'm sketching, but just Google it and you're gonna find these on the first couple of scrolls that you're doing. I think you can recognize them from the sketches. So this is a little bit different. It's cut right here. Same thing here. I'm putting out the full ellipse first, or circle, or whatever it is I'm sketching. Just the basic geometries, right? That way, it gives me the guidelines that I need to fill out the rest of the product. You want to get the lines out fast first, and just go from there. Because if you don't put out the lines, you don't have any sort of references or whatever, and it's gonna make it a lot harder for you to. It's gonna make you overthink things when you don't need to. If you have lines put out, you have a lot of reference points. I've said this before, to figure out what you need to do next, and if something looks off, you can fix it, and so on and so on. I'm just adding some random stuff here now. Yeah, some random lines, trying to get this handle, because this handle is very soft. It's some soft material, or I mean a flexible material. There we go. Might not want to add line weight just yet, because we're gonna jump into markers and it's gonna be a lot of mess if I add too many big lines right now. I always go back with the big pen once I'm done with the markers to tighten everything up. But you kind of don't want to do that before you've added markers, because you know it's gonna be a lot of smear and bleed and stuff like that. Let's add some outline to this. I have no idea what any of these things are called, but the enclosure part, I guess, of this. You're smart, you get what I mean. Just want some styling features to it. Cool. Let's make one in perspective. I'm gonna try and find the first one I find in perspective here. I'm gonna sketch it. Everything is in side view, side or front view, front view, front view, front view. Here is one in perspective. It looks like a face, kind of weird. Let's not sketch that one. Hold on, bear with me a sec here. This looks cool. Let's do this one. I think this is a Louis Vuitton bag, so let's do that one. Looks like it is an ellipse. It's very clean looking bag. Is Louis Vuitton Italian or French? I know I should know that, but I don't. It sounds French. Is it? Am I right? I'm gonna go for French. So it looks like it has a structured bottom, but then it just fades out into a rounded thing up here. So I'm not gonna complete this line here, because it's not an edge here. Then it has kind of ellipses like these in an angle that goes very, very thin handles on both sides, of course. There we go. And they all meet up in a happy place up here. Add some thickness to them. Not a lot because they're very, very thin. Does that look like a Louis Vuitton bag? I don't know. I mean, it does from looking at it online, but I don't know. It does have some weird straps on the side too. I think I'm not gonna be lazy and not sketch them out, so let's do that. No idea what they are for. They look something like this. It has a, it's weird, it has a hole here. And then it just, a strap comes out of it. 2 straps on each side with some sort of thing down here. There! Look at that Louis Vuitton bag. What a beauty. Alright, let's put some markers to these now. I'm just gonna use gray markers for these. I'm gonna start with a, let's do natural gray 3. Sounds good. Sounds perfect. Actually, you might add some color to the, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I got an idea now. I already put out the what's it called? The graphics for it, so I might as well add some color to these things. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Just thinking out loud. I know it doesn't make sense right now, but don't worry, it will make sense in just a few minutes here. So what to think about when doing markers? You should know this by now if you watched my videos before. It's just one thing you need to think about. One single thing. And that is the light source. Wherever, decide where the light is coming from, and you can't make mistakes. Simple as that. Wherever the light source is coming from is deciding where you're adding markers and where you're not supposed to add markers. So all the surfaces that are not facing towards the light should naturally have a shade to them, or should be in the shade. And that's exactly what I'm doing right here. Since it's soft goods, these are kind of soft goods. You can go, you know, a little bit random with the lines if you want to do that. It's not a big deal, because it kind of gives you some what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? You know, safety net, I guess, because it's soft goods, so you can always, you know, if you make a mistake, you can always say, but you know, it's supposed to be like that because it's a wrinkle in the leather there or whatever. You can always come up with some excuse to why it looks like that, and that's gonna make you feel a lot better. So that's the good thing about sketching soft goods, I guess. Just adding some tiny shades to this. There we go. I think that's all we need. Let's add a little bit more down here. Why not? Make it a bit more interesting. And this will be fun. Simple thing to sketch. I love just using one marker for this stage because it basically gives you everything you need, and it's not complicated, so it's very easy to sketch using just one marker. You have no you don't really have to think about layering and blending and all of that stuff, which is fun if you're making a rendering, if you have time to do that. But for just visualization and just give it, you know, that extra bit, one step of depth to the sketches. Excuse me, the one marker is perfect. That's all you need. And you can even go back, and you know, you get a different, you get a darker shade if you go over it one more time after it dries, like that. I'm gonna use one color, and I think I might destroy the, actually, I forgot this part right here. I might destroy the Louis Vuitton bag with using the wrong colors, but it's fine. I don't really care. I just want to keep it a clean page with the same kind of markers on them. So I'm gonna use, I have a few markers to choose from here, like 250 of them. Let's do blue. Let's do a blue one. Let's see what this is. Let's see what this looks like. Ooh, that's way too blue. Not using you. Kind of a lighter blue, this maybe. No. Nope. Let's see what this is. I mean, sure. Let's do that one. Whatever. Just gonna add that to these. You know, what's it called? Kind of different materials or whatever, different areas of the bag. Gonna go around and add some color to it, because why not? You can still keep in mind here, if you're having if you're sketching a glossy surface, you might want to leave some of the surfaces white, since it's a highlight on there. You know, just have fun with it, and don't overthink it, and just get going. Let's make these blue. These weird things here that I don't know what it is. There we go, look at that. Let's make the handles blue as well. And these things, the attachments blue. Let's make the same thing up here. Keep it consistent. So this is basically just focusing on the shapes of the sketch, and not so much of the graphics, I guess. See, I'm gonna leave the top part white here on these, just because it gives it a bit of more of a sketch feeling than a illustration feeling, if that makes sense. I don't like this, so I have to figure out what to do with this. I don't like the blue on this one because it's just, you know, in one place, so I kind of want to have it someplace else. And I think I need some inspiration. Let's see what people are doing with the bags. Yeah, let's do that. We can have some part of this be blue. Let's make the ends of these things blue. Just for the heck of it. Just so we have some, I don't know if that helped, probably not, but still I think it looks better than it did before. Gonna go back with the same gray marker and just add some more, a second layer to this. like that. Same thing here, down here. And then the final step is going to be going back with a big pen and clean everything up. And then we are done with these concepts here. Might maybe add some more concepts to it. I don't know. We'll see. There we go. And same thing with this one. Need some more gray to it. Let's add that in there. Whoops. Don't want to bend the paper too much. Just gonna make it difficult to sketch on if it's too. Let's see, add some more in there. The bottom here and to there. This is actually a lot of fun, this challenge. It's more fun than I expected it to be honest with you, because sketching cars is fun, but it's not challenging. And this is way more, you know, sketching new things that you haven't sketched before is kind of not easy to do. But the thing I want to challenge myself is to not think too much about what it is I'm sketching and just get it done, you know, get the inspiration from Google, just Google whatever it is you're sketching and sketch it. Try to copy whatever you're seeing or take elements from different kinds of products that you see and sketch it. So right now I'm adding the final touches, which is of course the big lines. You can add some line shading if you want to do that, like this. Let's give it even more of a sketchy feeling. And of course we have the baseline, should always be thicker than the rest of the lines, so I'm gonna do that. That's gonna give it a planted, whatever you're sketching, it's gonna give it a feeling of it's actually sitting on something. So in this case, probably sitting on a table or something like that. But we don't want to have the sketches just floating around randomly on the paper without any line weight. That's not a good idea. So always add line weight to your sketches. If you want to learn more about, if you want to learn all of this in detail, check out the Sketch Academy below. It's linked in the description below. And throughout the years, I've had close to, I would say, 30,000 students in my courses, in total in all my courses. And the results are always amazing to me to see how big of an improvement people and students have after they go through the course. I try to do the courses as basic as possible for people to understand that it's not complicated as long as you follow along in the course, and as long as you just take action every day. You know, it's all about doing. You can go through the course and you know, not doing anything, not actually sketching, and then you're not gonna see any results that you want. So if you're interested and if you're ready to take action and sketch every day and make 2019 the best improvement year yet, then click below and check out the Sketch Academy. Just adding some same thing that I did on the top sketch, adding some more line weight to some details here. Same thing here, we have the baseline, and I kind of have the light coming from here. So that means that this far side of the handbag, I'm gonna do the same thing right here. I hope these videos will inspire you to just get sketching. It's pretty much the reason I'm doing the videos, is to get people sketching. And, you know, use your talents more often than I think people are doing. If that makes sense. There's a lot of stuff that you can do instead of sketching, but if you're watching this video, chances are you like to sketch and you like to learn how to sketch. So that's why I'm doing these videos. So just to help you get started. And if you see, usually when you this is how it works for me. When I see sketches, and especially when I see someone else sketch, I just can't help myself. I need to get a piece of paper and just put some lines down. It's just how it works. Or that's just how my brain works, I guess. Well, there is this thing that I can't sit still either. I have to always be doing something. If I sure, I can watch a movie every now and then, but it has to be one heck of a movie for me to sit through it. Like Interstellar class on the movie. If it's not, then I'm just gonna think about what else I could be doing instead than watching a movie. All right, the final what is this? A handbag? Add some line weight to it. I don't know how many Big Pen I've gone through this past year. I picked a few of them up, and I just noticed that like 3 in a row are empty. It's just a good sign. It means that I'm sketching, keeping it up. Can add some line weight to I don't want to make it too much because these lines are so thin. So making a really thick line weight is just not gonna make sense in some areas here. But I think we are done. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, as always, hit the like button. That really means a lot to me. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna be doing this. The idea is to do it throughout the year. New things, new products, pretty much every video. Excuse me. I'm gonna put in, of course, a car sketch every now and then because, you know, I gotta sketch cars sometimes. This is how it is. I'm the Sketch Monkey, and thank you so much again for watching. I will see you in the next video.